Have you ever noticed how painfully long it takes to earn your first $1,000,000? But how unbelievably fast the second million seems to appear right after? It almost feels unfair. You grind for years, maybe even a decade, building, investing, saving, and struggling to hit that first seven-figure mark. But once you finally reach it, wealth begins to multiply at a speed that feels almost magical. But it's not magic. It's mathematics. It's mindset. And it's momentum. Most people never get to experience this because they quit too early, right before compounding, leverage, and exponential growth start working in their favor. In this video, we'll uncover why $1 million turns into $2 million faster than you think, and how you can position yourself to experience that wealth acceleration, even if you're nowhere near your first million yet. So let's start with the truth about the first million, why it's the hardest, and why the second feels effortless. The first million is brutal. It's not just about money, it's about identity. When you start with nothing, every dollar feels heavy. Every investment feels risky. Every mistake feels personal. You're constantly doubting yourself, wondering if you're wasting your time. You're fighting not just the economy, but your psychology. Your habits aren't built yet. Your mindset isn't calibrated. Your network isn't supportive. And your system for creating money doesn't exist. Let's be honest, most people spend their early financial years in survival mode. They're trading time for money. They're trying to pay bills. They're learning how money even works. That's why the first million is slow. You're still building the foundation. It's like trying to push a massive flywheel. At first, it doesn't move. You push and push, no movement. But after consistent effort, it begins to rotate, slowly. Then faster. Then, eventually, it starts spinning on its own. That's wealth building. And that's why most people never get past the push phase. They stop right before the compounding takes over. When you have zero momentum, your progress is linear. You trade effort for result. But once you hit critical mass, progress becomes exponential. Think about Warren Buffett. For the first few decades of his life, he was just another investor. By age 52, he was worth around $376 million. Impressive, but not the legend we know today. Fast forward 30 years, and that $376 million became over $80 billion. Why? Because the first million, and the first few hundred million, were just the foundation. After that, compounding and scale took over. That's the secret most people miss. The second million doesn't take another decade. It can happen in a few years, or less. The math of exponential growth. Let's talk numbers. If you invest $1 million and earn an average return of 10% per year, that's $100,000 in just 1 year. Now, if you reinvest that $100,000, your base grows. The next year, you earn interest not just on the original million, but on $1.1 million. That makes $110,000. You didn't work harder. You didn't take more risk. You simply let time and compounding do the work. At that rate, your money doubles roughly every 7 years. But here's where the real magic happens. As your wealth grows, you gain access to better opportunities. You can invest in deals others can't. You can buy real estate when prices drop. You can hold assets long enough for them to appreciate. Money attracts opportunities, and opportunities create more money. This is what we call the wealth flywheel effect. The more wealth you have, the more efficient your money becomes. The more efficient your money, the faster it grows. The faster it grows, the more wealth you have. And that's why the second million always comes faster. A person who spends 10 years going from $0 to $1 million may take just 2 to 3 years to go from $1 million to $2 million, without changing their lifestyle or hustle level. Because at that point, their money starts making money. Your wealth begins to have a life of its own. When your assets, investments, and systems generate income automatically, you step into the world of financial compounding, where money snowballs without your direct effort. The invisible forces that accelerate the second million. Now let's look at what really drives this acceleration, beyond math. There are 3 invisible forces that make the second million come faster. 1. Leverage. 2. Compounding credibility. 3. Psychological momentum. Let's break them down. 1. Leverage. When you have $1 million, you have power, financial leverage. You can access opportunities that were never available before. You can borrow at lower interest rates. You can partner with high net worth individuals. You can buy appreciating assets that small investors can't afford. You can take calculated risks that multiply your wealth faster. You stop being a participant in the financial system, you become a player. For example, someone with $10,000 might struggle to get into real estate. But someone with $1 million can buy an apartment complex, rent it out, refinance, and scale, turning that one deal into 5. That's how the second million sneaks up on you, through leverage. 2. Compounding credibility. Money changes perception. Once you've made your first million, people treat you differently. Business partners trust you more. Investors take you seriously. Clients are more likely to pay premium prices. And this is where compounding credibility kicks in. Your past success becomes a signal of trust, and that trust becomes a magnet for more opportunities. You're not just earning interest on your money, you're earning interest on your reputation. That's why wealthy people often say, "It's easier to make money once you already have it." 3. Psychological momentum. Here's something rarely discussed. Once you've earned $1 million, you've proven to yourself that it's possible. You've cracked your own code. You've built systems, discipline, and confidence. That inner belief becomes your greatest asset. You stop operating from fear. You start operating from power. You no longer chase money, you attract it. You make decisions from abundance, not desperation. And as you think bigger, your actions multiply, and so do your results. That's psychological compounding, and it's the engine behind every millionaire who turns 1 into 2, and 2 into 10. The mindset shift you need before the first million. So how do you reach the point where wealth starts compounding in your favor? It starts long before you hit $1 million. You must think like the person who already has it. Most people think, "I'll start investing once I have more money. I'll start saving once my bills are lower. I'll start building once I feel ready." But that's how they stay stuck forever. Wealth is not built when you have money, it's built when you build discipline, systems, and consistency before the money comes. If you learn how to save 20% of your income when you earn $1,000, you'll save naturally when you earn $10,000. If you learn to invest $100 every month now, you'll invest $10,000 later without hesitation. Wealth is a habit before it's a number. Your mindset determines your momentum. And here's the key mindset. Focus on the rate of growth, not the amount of money. Because if you can grow 10% of your income consistently, it doesn't matter whether it's $100 or $1 million. The compounding process is the same. This is why the people who eventually hit $1 million are the ones who built the habits and patience early on. They understood that time is their greatest ally. They stopped chasing quick wins and started compounding steady ones. They realized that slow money eventually becomes fast money, and that's the real secret to doubling your wealth faster than anyone believes.